Okay, so this now we need also with action script language to know how to declare variables, how to use if statement, how to use loops with action script language. Now, first thing we can find in task 4 it's explaining how to declare variables in action script language. So to declare variable, very simply we can use the keyword var, then the variable name, after that the data type of the variable that we are declaring. If it's string or number or any other types of variables that we can declare in action script language. Now let me show you example about that in Adobe Animate. So I will close this file. I will create a new file. Sorry, let me create action script. Now I will call this one is actions. I will open the actions panel. Now to declare variable as we have in the example, so var and then the variable name which is food, for example, then the type of the variable is string. Now to add the value, assign value into this variable, then I will say food is equal as we have find here, for example, it's pizza. Now always the string should be written between double quotation or a single quotation. Now if I want to declare number variables, then I will say var for example x, its type is number, then I can say x is equal for example 100. Now if I want to print the value of any variable, there is a function or a method in action script is called the trace. Then for example I will type the name of the variable. So if I run this file, control test, sorry, because here I use x, this one is the keyword in let us say for example this one is number 1 and this one is number 1. So now when I go to control and test, so here as you can find here the output is pizza because I'm trying to print the value of the variable food. So this is how we can declare variable in action script. We can also create constants as we can find here by using the keyword const, and it's recommended to write the constant variable by using capital letter, and again the data type must be there. So as we know the difference between constants and variable, the constants, its value will not be changing when we run the program, so it will be fixed and cannot be changed. Here there are some of course comments about the constants. We can declare it by using the const keyword, and constant names are written in caps, of course with words and separated by underscore. So we can use that capital letter and underscore. We can use it to separate the words when we declare a constant. So let us back here. If I open the action script again, and if I want to declare a constant, so I will use const. So for example here we have example about this boiling, and underscore point I will say is equal to 1 2. Now this constant we cannot change its value. If I want to print the value, okay, we can use it during the program, but we cannot change its value as we do for example with the variable food. Now it's pizza, but after that maybe it's different value. So here I will use Boolean point. Now if I run this code, will display 212 because the value is 212. So this is about how to declare variable, how to declare constant in action script. Now you have to remember that action script language is typed language. When you declare variable, when you declare constant, you must specify the data type of that variable. As we can find here, x is number, for example, name is string, and you cannot assign, for example, string to number because x is declared as a number. You have to assign numbers into the x variable because this one is considered as compile time error. Sometimes we can declare n-typed variable by using wildcard. I will show you that. Now, if I don't know, for example, I'm using variable, but I don't know what's the data type of this variable. Am I going to assign number or string to this variable? So I'm not sure. During the program, I will assign value to it, and I'm not sure from this value because this one, it will be dynamic. So here in this case, if you are not sure about the data type of the variable, very simply here you can use the wildcard. So for example, this food, I don't know what its data type, so I use star, which is called wildcard. Then after that, look now, food, it's equal pizza. Now it's became string, or maybe I can assign number to this wildcard. So in this case also, this one is accepted in ActionScript language. So if you are not sure about the data type, you can use the wildcard data type, and this one to create dynamic variables. Now regarding the operators in ActionScript is similar to the other programming language. We can find built-in operators, for example, unary operators, binary operators, as we can find here in these examples. The priority of the operations that you need to understand what's the operator. It has high priority and lower priority. So for example, here I have addition and multiplication. For sure, the multiplication, it has higher than priority than addition. If I have parentheses and multiplication, the parentheses, it has higher priority than multiplication. Because of that, for these two statements, I have different output, because here in the first example, multiplication will be executed first. So 4 multiplied by 5 is 20, plus a 3, then 23. Here, parentheses, it has high priority. 3 plus 4 is 7, then multiply by 5, it will give me 35. So please, you need to read these priorities, which one it has high priority, which one it has lower priority. Now the operators that we can use in ActionScript language, as we can find here, we can use the assignment, we can use the arithmetic operator, the module, the increment or decrement operators, in addition to the compound assignment operator, as with the other programming language. And we have examples here. You need to practice about it. Even the comma operator here in ActionScript language is used, and always with the comma operator, the last sub expression in the list, it will be taken. As we have here, b is a number, is equal a multiply by equal 2, and we have here 50 plus 50. So what's the value of b? Is it this part or this part? As in the description, we'll take the value of the last sub expression. The last sub expression is this. 50 plus 50 is 100. Because of that, when I display the value of b, it will be 100, as we can find here in this example. So also you need to check that. We can use with ActionScript conditional statements like if statement, if else statement, or if else if statements. With all of these logical operators or comparison operators, as we can find here, and or. So we need to practice about that to understand the different and when I can use if or if else statement, as we can find here. Now, if I have one condition, I use if statement. If I have two conditions to check, in this case I use if else. If I have more than two conditions, in this case I have to go further to the if else if statements, as we can find here in these examples. So I will show you example here about the if statement. Now, for example, I have this variable. I will declare variable here. So variable, sorry, it should be in a small letter. Variable number 1 is equal 100. Then I will use if statement if number 1, sorry, the number 1 I should have write the data type, which is number, this one. Yeah, now is correct. If number 1 is greater than 100, then I want to display trace true, because it's greater than 100. Now number 1 is not greater than 100, so will not display anything. So when I run, as you can find here, there is no output. But if I change the condition from greater than to less than, if it's less than or equal 100, in this case display true. Now when I run, will display a true. Now what about if I need to use if else? So if it's greater than 100, display a true. Else, if it's not greater than 100, else, then here in this case I will display false, because it's not greater than 100. So look now, what the output will be. For sure it will be false, because number 1, its value is not greater than 100. So here we can, inside the action script language, we can use conditional statements, as well as we can use loops. For example, for loop, do while loop, same as the other programming language. We can use all of these statements, loops, with the action script language. Now furthermore, we can also create functions in action script language by using the keyword function, and we can call the functions. As we can find here, we can use the keyword function, then the name of the function in case if it has arguments, and the return type if it's return a value. So all of these things we can do with action script language. Now for example, if I want to display message by using a function, now let me show you that. Let us create function. I will call it display, and it has no parameter and will return nothing. So here in this case, I will say I want to display, for example, my name. So I will put my name there. Now I will call the function. After that I can call the function. So very simply here I will say display, and that's it, because it has no parameter and will return nothing. So when I click on control test, okay, because the right of the name is incorrect. So here display, okay, this is the name of the function. Now I will run it again. So look, my name has been displayed because I created function, then I call it the function to display my name. Now if I want to send my name to display it, so this is, in this case, I have to create argument, then after that I send the value to the argument to display my name. So this is another type of functions. Let me show you another example by using arguments. So here, for example, I want to use argument name, and the name type is string. So here now I want to display the name, not fixed name. I will send the name to the function. So here when I call the function, I will send my name when I call the function. So we'll display. Now when I run this code, again will show me that I can display the name by sending the value. So for example, here I will type Sohar University. So here in this case will display different results, Sohar University, as we can find here. So I can create function, I can call the function by using the name of the function or by using button, as we have seen in the first example, how to add listener into the button and then call the function. Now this is everything about the action script, what we can do with the action script. So please check all the examples that we have it in task 4, and I wish you all the best in this task. Thank you so much.